So I haven't uploaded a video to this channel in quite a few years. I mostly use this channel for watching videos in my recommendations on my subscription list, as well as being a general annoying troll in other people's comment sections, which I enjoy thoroughly. Now, with what has happened in Portland, Oregon, I have a deep, deep hatred of Antifa. For those who have been living under a rock, Antifa claim to be anti-fascists and fighting the good fight against Nazis, but in reality, they have always been the communist revolutionary, kind of like the Boy Scouts version of the USSR. Way back in the day, they would have branches all over Europe, and in their pseudo-claim to be fighting fascism, what they would really be doing is trying to spread and establish communism in those host countries. The tolerance of Antifa is the symptom of the tolerance of communism itself and its prevalence in a culture and society of a nation. Now, what they have done and what they will always do is they behave exactly like Hitler's brown shirts. They will physically attack anyone that they ideologically disagree with, and they will do so without mercy, and they will do so without qualms. The types of people that tend to make up Antifa are the same types of people that would either end up in our criminal justice system because they are low IQ and have tendencies towards violence, or they are the same types of people, sociopaths and psychopaths, that would end up in our political system as politicians. And that is extremely telling. And what happened recently with that Asian gay journalist that was attacked and almost murdered in Portland, Oregon recently, people are covering all sorts of angles about this and that, and they complain about how the media is hypocritical, but I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy today, in that I'm calling out the Back the Blue and the Thin Blue Line community, because after the Dallas Black Panther Party terrorist shooting, because in the United States, statistically speaking, it is safer to be a law enforcement officer than even a construction worker. Law enforcement doesn't even make it into the top 20 of dangerous jobs here in the USA. But at the time, we had the highest rate of police violent actions against citizens, while at the same time having a lower crimes against police officers rate than we had during the Reconstruction era, aka Wild West, when the U.S. population was much lower. Now, with that being said, the reason why I'm calling them out is because police officers across the United States are complicit in the activities of Antifa. Now, you cannot worship police officers as heroes and claim, well, you know, they've got such a dangerous job and you just don't know how bad it is, and God, you know, fuck you, okay? You can't claim that these people are heroes and they're going out there and donning their fucking body armor and acting like they're fucking patrolling Baghdad every week and worship these guys as heroes, and at the same time saying, oh, well, they were just following orders, you know, you gotta blame the politicians, you know, and the cops tell you themselves that they don't make the laws, they just enforce them. And at the same time, you've got mayors, like the mayor of who's ordering the police chiefs to have their officers stand down and let Antifa run amok, let them riot, let them destroy businesses, and let them attack innocent people. And I need to make it known that most of the people that Antifa are attacking are people who are simply there either to support free speech, or they are attacking journalists like the guy that was recently attacked. And the deal is that you go into the videos of the testimony of the guy that was recently attacked. He said that he went to multiple, like 3, 4, 5, or 6 Portland, Oregon police officers who have, and he said, hey, I was attacked, I was assaulted, I was being targeted as a journalist by these folks. And the officers basically told him to fuck off, alright? Go over to Vincent James' channel at The Red Elephants, and he will say precisely that he's been to the events, these exact same events, and he's had police officers sitting on their asses, joking and laughing at the violence happening in front of them, glad that they're getting to collect a paycheck while they're doing absolutely nothing. And if you come up to them and say, hey, why aren't you doing your job, they'll tell you, hey, fuck off or we're going to arrest you for loitering. And I'm absolutely calling out the back of the blue, thin blue line, my thin blue line retards, and saying that I'm calling you out on your bullshit. You have communist revolutionaries who are identified by the Department of Homeland Security and various state agencies as a domestic terrorist organization, and you have multiple police departments working with them. Now, I don't give a shit who you are. After I got out of the military, I worked Class 3 security, and when I was given a choice between continuing to follow immoral orders and continuing to keep my salary, I chose the pink slip. And I really, and my experience in the Class 3 security and the armed security industry has not, and I've been out of it for years, but from that time that I made that decision, it was sort of shit started rolling downhill until I was out of the industry, period. But the point I'm making is that law enforcement officers across the United States, especially the big city cops, they are complicit for what orders they choose to obey. I don't give a shit if they have to, if they've got a family and they have to think about their families. No, you know what? It wasn't an excuse for the fucking Nazis. It's not an excuse for United States soldiers, because they get prosecuted all the time for shit a lot less than what American law enforcement gets away with. And y'all need to be called out on your bullshit, and you need to hold these people accountable. These law enforcement officers, the police chief hands down orders, and the police chief is a police officer, in case you haven't forgotten. They hand down orders based on political reasons, and these officers, given the choice between their paychecks and obeying immoral orders, choose to keep their fucking salaries, choose to safeguard their retirement plans. And I'm calling the officers out on this bullshit, and I'm calling you thin blue line jokers out on this bullshit. You need to hold law enforcement officers accountable, especially when they are complicit, and I do repeat myself, complicit with a domestic terrorist organization. Now, with that being said, I'll see you jokers in the funny papers.